Hello there, and welcome back to some more Forza Motorsport 7. Today, I'm doing another race build, this time taking a look at the mighty Honda Prelude, a car which I do rather like, quite a lot actually. A really very cool car. Here's the Honda Prelude, a rather hard car to find in the UK, especially in manual form, because most of them are automatic. Yeah, I just really like this car, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. This is the last gen Prelude, which is my personal favourite of the bunch. There's also a 94 in the game, I believe. That one, in my personal opinion, does not look quite as good as this one. I would actually kind of like to own one of these in real life. Now, today's race build probably going to be more of a serious, more normal-ish race build. Sometimes I go pretty mental, in the case of the Jeep CJ5 I did last time, but today we're going to cool stuff down. Probably going to go for a nice C-Class build on the Prelude. It probably won't do anything too crazy. I'm curious though, what sort of body mods? Ooh, I was kind of hoping for like a nice lip kit or something, but those are terrible. Wing isn't too bad. I actually quite like that Mugen wing. Sorry, I'm gonna have the Mugen wing. As much as people will probably criticise me for that, I do quite like it. Nope. And oh hey, I think that's the first carbon hood I've actually seen in this game. No, we'll just have the wing. Yeah, as I said, kind of hoping for a lip kit. I'm assuming once we lower it, probably make it look better. Anyways, engine swaps, what can we actually do? We can stick in a V6, a Turbo Rally, or an aerial atom engine. That's interesting. We're going to keep it with the standard engine. How much power do we make stock? 200. Stick a supercharger on, get 255. Sod it. I want supercharged VTEC. That sounds fantastic to me. Right, tyres. This should probably do on street tyres. I'm kind of curious. How big a tyres can we get on this? 235s on the front, and on the rear we will get 235s because it's a front wheel drive car, which usually means the same all round. So, I'm going to go with street tyres for now, and then we'll sort of see what happens when I start pulling some other stuff out of the car and so on. Right, let's do the usual. We do want race suspension, kind of hoping that would lower the car a bit more than it has done. I do want race brakes. Now, as far as weight reduction goes, I might actually do it. Stick it down to sport weight reduction, because that does reduce the weight, will help out slightly when it comes to grip. Gearbox does increase the PI quite a bit, so I'll probably just stick in the standard sports gearbox. Differential we do want because it is a front wheel drive car. The Prelude is known for being a rather excellent handling front wheel drive car, but Forza handles front wheel drive strangely sometimes. And then finally, I guess we'll just chuck some power at it, which is going to absolutely shoot the PI up by the looks of it. Yeah, nothing crazy there. Yeah, let's upgrade the supercharger and make this into a front wheel drive drag car. No. Maybe if I do like intercooler. Do I want more weight? That does add more weight over the front, which I don't particularly want. Can I actually find anything that's not going to put the PI up on this? Well, obviously it's got to put the PI up, but I mean like actually, you know, only slightly put it up. Oh, excellent. There we go. 271 horsepower. Excellent. That seems pretty decent for a front wheel drive car. We will add in the flywheel, and then I guess we'll just go for a drive line, which we can get in there. Can we get anything else in this car? Because it's always nice to use up all of the PI they give you. Can we stick in an anti-roll bar? We might be able to stick in a sport on the rear. Hopefully I can get sport on front as well. Yes, we can. Okay, there we go. May as well shave off a couple of pounds when you can. So there we go, C-Class 500. Actually, ironically enough, this one is homologated, so we might actually run this as a homologated car. That was not intentional. I was just trying to build a standard C-Class car. I think I'm just going to run it in a pack of C-Class vehicles. Before we start, we'll do some tuning. That gearbox looks absolutely fine to me. 160 miles an hour, that's pretty darn quick. Yeah, this car's apparently... How high up we can... Yeah, okay. I was not expecting the suspension to get quite that high, but there you go. Yeah, and that looks fine to me. Differential's a little bit on the low side, but I'm not really going to argue with it. Yeah, it does now look sort of better that I've sort of put it on lowered springs. It does sort of help it. Some cars in Forza do look really sort of weird when you stick them, or when they're sort of stock, the way their stance does look a little bit weird, but in real life the Prelude doesn't usually look quite as high up as it does in this game. Anyways, that is our Prelude done and built up. Now let's go take it to a racetrack. Alrighty, I did find us a racetrack. We are at Lime Rock, the full alternative layout, and similar to the last time I did a C-Class build, we are doing a spot of multi-class racing. However, when I did it last time, the multi-class racing was set to the other cars, being the higher PI cars. This time round, we are racing with some E-Class cars in the front, and us guys in C-Class cars in the back, and I have no idea what is going on in this starting arrangement. Everyone is sort of freaking out. The Subaru is getting taken out. Yeah, you can sort of see the C-Class cars, or sorry, the E-Class cars up ahead of us. So we got to try and filter through those guys, and then, well, avoid them as we go to lap them. We are here for 9 laps of this course. We will be able to get an idea of what this car drives like in a second. I do like how it's the Fulvia that's dropped down to our level, as there's a bunch of Subarus next to us, and we're in a very, very low sports car compared to those guys. I'm going to follow this Evo 9 through the pack, or was going to. Everything is going wrong through this corner here. The AI getting confused, as usual. Right, let's put the pedal to the metal. We are in 6th place in our own bracket. I'm going to go around the inside of a Hawkeye and Pretzer if he will give me enough room, which he is not currently doing. Yeah, this is about as chaotic as I was expecting it to be. I did order the Crid PI to go descending, however, I was kind of hoping that would just basically put me at the back of my own pack. I wasn't expecting it to actually put the E-Class cars in front of us, but then again, that's made it slightly more interesting getting off the line. As we get into a straight line, we should all be able to filter ourselves through. What is that in front of me? Oh, it's one of those old Maserati race cars. I think that's the one you can stick the Skyline engine in. Okay, I'm in 4th in my own pack. Like I said, we'll be able to give you driving impressions as soon as we somehow manage to find a way past all of these slowpokes. It does seem like a very, very solid car up to now, though, which is good. And Evo has decided to plant itself right in the back of an old Mercedes. Mate, that old Mercedes will probably win. I do love me the 300 SEL, unfortunately not available just yet to us normies. It's a Holden leading the way in our pack, apparently. Alright, let's get off this corner, go up the inside of that Audi, and can we get around the HSV? Yes, we can. Okay. Hey, look, it's the other Prelude in this game. How you doing? Wasn't intentional to smash that Prelude. Right. I assume we're going to win this race pretty easily. It's more just going to be a case of object avoidance later on. But yeah, this feels really very, very solid. I can take quite an amount of corner speed in the Prelude, which I was not really expecting from this vehicle. Nope, we've got the RCR Falcon in front of us, although not quite the RCR Falcon. I do like to call it that, though. It is the Brown Machine. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Just how much grip I have through these corners. This is a 270 horsepower front-wheel drive car. This, I mean, it's in a 2000 chassis as well. I mean, admittedly, we've done a lot with the brakes and so on and so forth, but at the end, oh, sorry, the suspension. But at the end of the day, it is essentially just a 270 horsepower through an old chassis. This really probably shouldn't be working quite as well as it is. It does seem to be a rather phenomenal little car. Or, it's not really a little car, this one's more of a mid-sized coupe, I guess. Would be the better term for it, but yeah. Seems absolutely solid up to now. Makes a decent enough noise. I mean, if you're not into Hondas, probably not your sort of noise. But yeah, it's certainly a pretty good car up to now. Gear ratios might be a little bit long for this track, but I think overall, I mean, this car is quoted for doing 160. I'm assuming, yeah. The sort of downside of this car is it does not have the fully customizable 6-speed gearbox. I did have to sort of bite the bullet and only have 5 speeds, but that seems to be like my only... I wouldn't even call that a bad choice with the car. I'd just say it's something you've sort of got to watch out for a little bit, similar to The Abarth 695 Biposto, that's got sort of a similar thing going on, where that's only got a 5-speed gearbox, so the ratios do feel a little bit longer. But I mean, other than that, I mean, the idea to put this car on street tyres seems to have gone pretty darn well. It seems to be handling that change pretty well. It does have a couple of issues sort of getting itself out of the corners at lower speeds. Just because it is a front-wheel drive car, you know, they don't have the best acceleration in the world. But, yeah, I mean, I'm sort of struggling to fault this car, other than for the things I've just said. And lap time-wise, it certainly is not too bad either. Yeah, I mean, when you push it through the corners, it does feel like the diff does start spinning itself a little bit. But that is sort of typical front-wheel drive behaviour. There's not really many front-wheel drive cars that avoid that. Even the modern-day Honda Civic Type R has a little bit of sort of that going on. But I'm genuinely rather... Well, I can't say I'm that surprised just because the Prelude is such an excellent chassis. Like, if you're sort of in doubt, you know, you need to build a car for something, you're not really sure what track you're going to be going to, or, you know, you just need to throw together a race car in the space of 2 minutes, a Prelude is always a pretty safe bet as far as something to build, something to use. I was concerned we are going to catch up to those back markers. I do wonder how my group is getting on. The driver tires are on pro difficulty, so they should technically still be with us at this point, but they've decided not to be, so this is more turned into a nice bit of a hot lapping session. Not that I'm going to complain, because on the behind the steering wheel of my Prelude, which apparently pretty good car. I would be kind of curious to see what this would do with the Ariel Atom engine, but then again, that's a sort of that's something we can explore on Silly Car Showdown someday. Of course, if you want to see that, that is a series I do on HG Central. Yeah, go check that one out if you haven't seen it already. It's a pretty fun series, people seem to be enjoying it. I can sort of let loose a little bit. It's not like these race builds, which I do take semi-seriously. I mean, like I said at the start of the video, this one of the more serious of the bunch. Again, we did a CJ5 last time, which... yeah, that one wasn't due to go so well. This one I was sort of expecting to do well anyway. But, yeah, really very impressed with the Prelude. This might become my C-Class car of choice. I gotta say, after using that Dodge Omni, I think this is probably better than the Omni. If I remember rightly, the Omni had a little bit of a some issues with its differential, and it wasn't quite as good as this, while this does feel rather solid. In fact, you know, I've got to be perfectly honest, I think this drives better than most front-wheel drive cars that I've driven. This, in my mind, drives better than the 97 Civic. I know that's sort of a controversial term, especially considering the 97 Civic is a leaderboard car, and last time I checked, Prelude. I mean, the Prelude's known for being fairly quick. It's very good value for money as well, 20,000 credits, but... yeah, as far as like cars that people build to go leaderboard hunting with, it's mostly down to Civics, but you know, this isn't too bad, to be perfectly honest. Not too shabby at all. Also, I've just got something in my mind that I should really try and build a leaderboard car at some point, just to have a bit of fun with it. But I don't really know how leaderboards work in this game. They seem to be a little bit broken, but I'm sure I can probably find a solution, or think of a solution, if I remember past this video, which I probably won't. Seems my idea to catch up to the back markers not quite going as successfully as I thought. Let's see what's happening in the E-Class pack of cars. We have the Porsche 550, apparently is trailing in the back, followed by the Fulvia. It seems the car PIs have sort of kept their positions, which are interesting. I'd thought the Fulvia would be right up there right now, but never mind. Mugen CRX, we have the Mercedes, which I was trying to avoid and ended up picking myself into the tyre wall. Not ideal. Really not ideal at all. There we go. Alright, I think that's the second time I've got on the back bumper of that 300 SEL. Again, actually, to be fair, I mean, it was what was fighting it, and Mitsubishi. I think a Honda would probably win a fight against that. Hondas are built tougher than Mitsubishis. Aha. Anyways, round the weird-looking Maserati. Yeah, that is the Maserati. I thought it was the Pininfarina AGS6 or something. I don't remember what his name is. Clio. We got the Prelude up here. I like how Prelude is racing. I like how Prelude is in a battle with a Clio Williams and a 300 SL Gullwing. We've also got the Fiat Dino, which we have taken the side end of, but really he should have given us more room. Alfa Romeo Milano, the Falcon, and whatever's at the front. So basically, oh, it's the Capri. So yeah, these guys really have not changed positions too much apparently, which is a little bit of a shame. The Prelude actually is looking in remarkably good condition. Usually when I finish these, the cars are completely battered beyond all recognition, but this kind of still looks like a Prelude. I mean, it looks like it basically looks like your car after you park it in a traditional English car park. So yeah, a solid enough car. Really, really liked my Prelude. Very, very good car. Curious, what does that put us on the leaderboard? We're 64th place for C-Class on this, or in Europe. What does it say? Can we go global? Apparently not. Oh, there we go. Top scores in the world, I'm 109th, which isn't terrible, actually. Apparently, Acuras and MX-5s are the leaderboard cars around here. Which is interesting. Oh, there's a Prelude. Maybe a Prelude is a leaderboard car. Anyway, yeah, that was my Honda Prelude C-Class build. Yeah, I wouldn't say surprisingly remarkable, but to be honest with you, I can't say I was too surprised by the fact that this car was good, because it's a Honda Prelude. Of course it was good. Of course it was. Never any doubt in my mind. You know, usually when I build a car, it turns to pot, so maybe there was some slight doubt in my mind. We're going to get that weird camera angle that it occasionally uses, except not very often. 76,000 credits, and we are not going to get a level up. So, yeah, anyways, that is it. Hopefully you enjoyed my Honda Prelude race build. If you want to see more race builds, let me know. If you want to see Pacific cars, do let me know. So, yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, farewell.